Welcome, Scorpio, to your May and month reading. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Let's dig in here and see what's going on with you. This message is coming out. Scorpio, end of the month. Main message, please. This is a general reading. Take what resonates, what doesn't resonate, go ahead and throw away. It's meant for someone, not always you. Remember, if this reading doesn't resonate with you, you can always watch your rising moon or Venus. Okay. And I do have a lot of live videos up, so if you guys are interested in those, most of them are love readings. Not saying that these don't have love in them as well, but those are actually made that way, right? And other readings as well. It's more specific, I guess you could say. Okay. General reading having coming up for Scorpio. Taking some time out for some kind of recuperation. Feels like you're recouping. Feels like something is on your mind. Some kind of loss that's going on over here. I've had a lot of readings with loss, my friends. Lots of loss. Okay. Tell me why the loss is here. Could be of a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn. It feels like it's a person again. Could be a job for those, for some of you. You could feel like you just lost your job. You just lost a person. If it's a person, it could be this earth sign. Could be a water, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. Could be the loss of a job, but it does look like you are recouping. Take it how it resonates. Loss of money, loss of income, maybe lost something. Feeling very overwhelmed and disorganized at this time. But I'm not going to give up the idea that you guys may have lost a family member or a friend or something, or a dog or something, because I've been seeing a lot of it. So if you was a person, my condolences, or an animal, our furry babies. And like I said, for others of you, it could just be income, could be your job. It could be something material as well with the King of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, feeling heartbroken about the situation. There's some kind of painful ending here of this loss. Really, really hurts with the Ten of Swords. This is like something unforeseen. Like you didn't see this coming. Yeah. This was something you did not see coming. This just was very shocking. It could be a layoff that you didn't see coming at work, and they just like, boom, everybody, you're all laid off, Something that scattered your energy, put you in a place of frustration as well. Emotional frustration is what I'm getting out of this with the Ten of Swords. Mental frustration. Feeling no motivation and uninspired. That's why you're resting and recouping, because you feel like your energy is all over the place. You feel uninspired, no motivation at this time. It's so overwhelming. It just, like I said, this feels so out of the blue. This type of thing is out of the blue. This wasn't like I knew my job was leaving or I was going to leave. I knew they were laying off other people. Maybe you did know they were laying off other people. Maybe it was just I never expected it to be me. I mean, that could also happen. So it was like overwhelming. Like, why me? I do everything here. You know what I mean? So that could also be it. But it just feels like it's something, it just came out of the blue. Clarify on the Ten of Swords to the Eight of Cups. Yeah. It was unforeseen. It was something you never would have imagined would happen. This was like something not even your intuition could have picked this up. It was just so fast. For some of you, it was some kind of hidden agenda that the company had, that they knew what was going on, but it was just something that you just didn't see. It was like, I'm too busy doing everything else. I didn't see this. I was not planning on this. And so it just feel like you were preoccupied. See, overcommitted. You were overcommitted. You were preoccupied. You were doing your daily stuff. You were doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then, boom, this came out of nowhere. Just completely clarify on the King of Pentacles. Just boom, out of nowhere, my friends, comes this. Why is the King of Pentacles in reverse? What's this? Loss. What's this? Shattered dreams, broken family. Okay, so for some of you, this could have been a family member that just out of the blue. Or, like I said, this could literally hurt your family. Because I now have to, I just lost my job. Clarify on the Two of Pentacles. Nurturing the situation, feeling like you have to get up and nurture the situation. It looks like you're going to turn into the Queen of Pentacles, where you're just trying to nurture as much as possible. That might not even be you. It could be your husband or your spouse lost their job, and now you're nurturing them. Could be a possibility. If this is a human loss, you might be nurturing, your family members around you. Trying to be the practical one, and within this situation, trying to be the person who's going to be, I need to nurture them. I need to get to them. I need, they need my support. So you might feel like you are the family support system, even though you're not feeling good. Maybe you're trying to figure out how to be so supportive at this time when you're feeling so heartbroken. Yeah, when you feel so lack of passion. It's like, I feel so unmotivated to even move right now. I mean, it feels, there's this shock. There's the unmotivated, and the uninspiredness is just coming from the shock. That I feel like that's why you're resting. You're resting from shock, right? How could this happen? Yeah. Clarify on the Ten of Swords. Yeah, it was something unforeseen with the moon, and it just feels like it just came out of nowhere. And it just totally, completely just, boom, stole your energy. Just completely stole your energy away from you. Because it was just something so unforeseen with the moon. It was like nobody could have seen this coming. And if, like I said, if it was the boss or anything like that, they're the only ones, right? Management's the only ones that knew that this was coming, but they didn't, there was no heads up. And of course, if it's death, then it's the thief in the night syndrome. It came as a thief in the night, as it always does, right? It doesn't matter if it was day or night, however it is, but it's just that saying, right? It comes as a thief in the night. So, it was just so unforeseen. Judgment call. It was fated to happen with the judgment. So this is something that needed to happen. And it's crazy because it's like, if it's a job, then that probably means you're going to have something better coming in for you, something that's going to be much better. Anytime we have a judgment call, that just means there's a release so that we can redeem, right? Something healthier for you. Something better for you. Absolutely. Something more justified. Something that gives you more balance. Yeah, something that's going to allow you to move on to a solid foundation. It's just meant to happen. This is the calling of the universe to do so. Even though it puts you, in this place of Four of Cups, right? I mean, if it's, the passing of someone, it's just the way the universe works. God's calling them home, we could say, right? God's calling them home. It's their time. There's nothing else you can say about that. That's just it. But when it comes to a job and anything like that you've lost, it's just saying, I have something better for you, Ace of Pentacles. There's a transition, a change, leaving behind, the moving on. And for a lot of you, it's just having that acceptance, that they had to pass, that they had to move on, that God called them home. I'm sorry, I see a lot of death in here, but I've seen 3 or 4 readings of this being called home. We'll just call it, which is natural for everyone. We all lose something. But I mean, literal death, I only see it so many times a year. And it seems like this is the month that I'm really seeing this. I think last year it was around February, January, February. And that's when my uncle passed. So that really was, my uncle passed in, what was it, January, my friends? Yeah, January. And that's when I was really seeing a lot of the death was around January, February time. This year it seems to be May. So yeah. Very close individual, someone that you felt that it was very, being called home by God. Look at that. Angels coming to get them. Peaceful. Well, at least I have to say it looks like a peaceful passing for the majority of you. But if it's just a job, it's going to allow you to make a choice for something more passionate. It's going to bring something more passionate into your life. Okay, there's going to be patience, and you're going to work through your energies, but it's going to feel like something I'm more passionate, more committed to. Something I'm going to feel really bonded to. Yeah, instead of feeling like maybe the other one, maybe I was working my buns off for not a whole lot. So I do feel like, there's something better coming. There's a reason for everything. Yeah. There could have been a lot of competition in this job that you were in, and it's not going to feel like you're in the competition. Yeah, you might have somebody who's always trying to be your competitor, somebody who's always trying to, be your, be on your dark, I don't know. Somebody that's always maybe putting your work down, or they want to be the bully. Maybe there's some kind of bully in the workplace. Maybe you felt like your hours were horrifying, whatever the scenario is. But it does feel like whatever was, now you got the sun. Yeah. Everything's going to come back to light. There's going to be this positivity, this pleasure coming out of this situation. Something you feel like you could build a legacy with. Feeling like I feel like it means supporting myself. So maybe in the end, it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be, because now the universe is throwing me something solid, something that I can look forward to. Finding this new job is definitely a peace of mind, something I'm really liking, some kind of renewal, something that makes me feel faithful, hopeful. Something that makes me feel like I can stand out on my own and really, be myself. Maybe maybe it's like I've always, felt like I was doing everybody else's work. But now you feel like you're really accomplishing something. You're really shining. You're really feeling like, you have this mutual connection with this job, right? Finding this newfound love within work. Yes, feeling the abundance. Very beautiful. So let's get an overall card for you for this reading. If it's after the death, it really, what this is saying is, there could be an inheritance coming towards you as well. I think on the death side of this situation, if it's not a job and it definitely is a death, it's just making you understand that it's their time. Everything's going to be okay. They're watching over you with faith. There will be steps to healing. On the job side, it looks beautiful. On this death side, it's just you understanding that it's okay. Everything's going to be fine. It was just their time. Yeah, this is the sadness. The sadness will dissipate. But I do feel like you are nurturing and helping someone out on this situation, if that's what it is. You being kind of like the backbone to the situation. Not taking any hasty steps, just really being the emperor after this tower. Yeah. So take it how it is. Yeah. Just taking the control over the situation and just really helping out in this situation. After the loss. Some of you, it really is loss. Helping out in financial opportunities. Maybe you need to be there to help them do certain things when it comes to helping out. Really being the mother figure or the father figure of the situation. Just really showing that love and that support through such heartache. Just see you really being the backbone, guys. Yeah, after this death. For some of you, it really is death. Okay. And death is something you don't see very often in cards. Not like that. Family, friends, and guides. Spirit wants you to understand that within this situation, you have family, friends, and guides. Your angels are talking to you. They're supporting you along this situation. They're there for this whole situation. No matter which situation it is. Maybe it's both situations. However it is, your family, your guides, your ancestors are all watching over you. The vast universe is in play here. Things happen when it comes to loss, right? And you just have to understand that everything has its time. There is a healing light that will be coming to you. And I also feel like for some of you, you are the healing light. You're going to be healing others that really, if it's not 100% directed to you and it's like, let's say it's, grandma, grandpa type of scenario or something, you're really going to be that healing light for them. Maybe it's your friend, right? However it is, but I just feel like you're going to be the one that's really there. Yeah. But no matter what it is, even if it's, and when it comes to love, it's this, being that supportive connection for your family, for yourself, and having others coming in as supportive connections as well for you. So this is kind of interesting because we also have the Page of Pentacles here. This says you have this supportive connection. So you also have friends and family yourself, besides just spirit guides, that are also going to come in and heal you as well. So it's, it's like this big energetic circle of you healing them, they're healing you. Everybody is just taking place in this beautiful circle of healing. When it comes to work and this loss, I do feel like you have the new supportive connections that come in there as well. Your higher self is going to take over as you become the present power. Wow, becoming your own present power in your own work situation after you do some healings because, yeah, Spirit is saying you're not stuck. You can get off, right? You can get off this truck anytime you want, right? Because you deserve that castle in the back, and I've got this castle for you. So no matter what the loss is, it's just like the universe wants you to know there's support all around you, whether or not you know it, see it. But no matter what, if you really pay attention and meditate and really just, kind of relax, you will feel this energy around you. Yeah. Very beautiful message for you. Okay, my friends, until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.